Thank you.
Now let's talk about rules growing up in the Fonda house. What did we have? Was there any ones that could be broken, or was there?
Well, my father had rules. He was a man, he came from the Midwest, kind of like Georgia, and grew up in a relatively small town, and, do unto others. If you broke or lost a toy, you didn't get another one. Appreciate what you have. Don't take it for granted. Don't be a bully. Those kinds of things.
What was the one rule that was there a rule that you just couldn't not break, or? Because we all have,
Lying.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't lie.
This seems to be the just a great role for you. But what resonated with you, the character? Because I mean, as a mother yourself,
And a grandmother myself. I just saw the universality in the story. I knew that just as people came out of On Golden Pond wanting to reconnect with fathers, people will come out of this movie wanting to reconnect with mothers. And, all of us in our families, to one degree or another, have had some dysfunction that needs to be healed and forgiven. And so it was more the ensemble acting and the possibility of showing how crises can often, rather than being the end of something, be the beginning of healing.
There's such three very strong women in this movie. What are your impressions of Felicity and Lindsay?
A whole lot of talent, and I felt privileged to be in the midst of the mix. We're all very different, but we all have talent in common and a desire to make a good product, and it was a real pleasure.
No, Gary Marshall, I guess I didn't expect this to be a drama comedy, because you always expect something going into a Gary Marshall film, and this one's a little bit of a change from it. Did that surprise you, knowing that he was going to be the director when you saw the material?
No, I thought it was. One of the things that made me happy is that I knew that he would bring out the comedy in it, and because there is a lot of comedy in it. And I thought it was interesting. It was a stretch for him, and I really wanted to work with him, and I thought it was a perfect combo.
Yeah. When you look at today and the actors and what's the paparazzi and everything that's thrown at you now, are you kind of glad that the internet wasn't around when you first started out?
You bet. I got off light. They didn't have any of that when I was coming up. You'd have to go to Europe to run into paparazzi, and I'm not bothered by paparazzi. Sometimes at airports, they'll take my picture, but you never see them in magazines because the magazines won't pay for them. But the magazines didn't exist then, and so the paparazzi, had there been any, wouldn't have had any way to make money. And it's scary because it moves the locus of this wonderful profession of acting. It can move it from the task of acting to celebrity, and that's not really what it should be about.
Yeah. Well, absolute privilege. Thank you so much.
Nice to talk.